But in high school, my last year as a senior, I was in a writing class with a bunch of kids who were going off to college. They were the kind of people who sat at the edge of their seat and leaned forward and took lots of notes. And I sat in the back and did none of those things. But then around October, the teacher, his name is Mr. Campopiano, he introduced satire to me for the first time, explained to me what satire was. We were reading it, and I fell in love with it. I realized it was an opportunity to make fun of other people in a literary way. And so I dove into it. I fell in love with it. I read it. And then I wrote my first official piece of satire, and I handed it in. And on November 29th, he placed it back down on my desk, and it was a B-. And I was so angry because I knew what I had written was the greatest thing that had ever been written.
Of course.
That's how I felt.
Right.
And I really had this feeling like, my God, they've hired an idiot. Like, this man can't even evaluate good writing. And so I charged to the front of the classroom, and he still is. He's a short, bald guy. They tend to come in one of two varieties.
Yeah.
They're either angry or funny.
Yeah.
He was the angry version of short and bald.
Oh, yeah.
And so when I told him that I thought he was an idiot, he told me I was an idiot, and we started going back and forth. We were arguing.
This was in front of the whole class?
Yeah, in front of the class.
Nice.
Which sometimes happens in high school, but it didn't happen in this class. Because this class was filled with, like, very well-behaved students getting ready for college. They weren't used to teachers yelling at each other.
Right,
Or
right.
yelling at students and teachers yelling at each other. Mm-hmm. And so finally he said, stop. He said, the problem with your piece is it's too obvious. It's not satire. And I said, it is. And he said, we'll have you read it to the class. And if the class believes that it's satire, I'll turn your B- into an A-. But if they agree with me and they tell me it's too obvious, your B- becomes a C-, which is a great teaching lesson, probably the first teaching lesson I've ever received, which is raise the stakes on kids whenever possible. And I agreed. I'm 17. What do I know? So I stand in front of the class and I start reading. And I'm about 10 seconds into my piece when